Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about some cool, security stuffs. So ciphers. It's like, you know, movie shit, basically. So what we're going to talk about today is a shift cipher. So we have the original alphabet here, and then we have the alphabet that we're going to shift slightly here on the second row. So if we want to do a shift cipher of 1, we would send this over here. So now this A lines up with this B right here. So we're doing a shift of 1, which means our output is going to be shifted 1 to the right. You'll then notice that this Z right here, this Z right there, lines up with Y down here on the bottom. So this Z at the very bottom here has nothing there. So that gets moved all the way around to the left. So now the Z right here lines up with the A. So with a shift of 1, don't push down too many times, like we'll do that. Okay. So if we wanted to type cat, we want to input cat. So the first letter is C. So C is in our third position here. And you can see that lines up with B right here. So B, and now we want to do an A. So A lines up with Z. We have B, Z, and then T. The T, if we go and make sure everything's properly lining up here. Yeah, so sometimes it's a little hard to tell with these things, because not every single character in the English alphabet, by the way, is the same, length. Like, you have stuff like the T and the M. The M is a lot wider, obviously. So then S right here is what goes with the T. So if someone types VZS to you, and you've agreed beforehand that you're using a shift cipher of 1, then you can go here, you can look at the B, you know it's a C, look at Z, tell it goes to A, then you look at S here, you can tell S goes to T. Then you can convert it back to this gibberish, back to cat. Now if you want to do a shift cipher of 2, we're already at a shift cipher of 1, so then we just shove this over, so now the Z lines up with B. And then you'll notice this Y has nothing to line up to now. So we remove the Y, and we wrap it back around so that Y is the very first here, and then we make sure it all lines up. So now, with a shift cipher of a shift 2, if we wanted to do cat, C now lines up with A. So A, then for A and cats, we get Y. And then for T, we go, well, what the hell is T? Now T is R. So now you get AYR instead of cat. And you can shift this as many times as you want, but if you shift the entire length of the alphabet, you'll end up with A still being equal to A. Because if you shove this shit enough to the right, it eventually comes back around. So the other way that this is sometimes described as is it's described in like a circle dial, like a large circle on the outside and a small circle on the inside that you spin the small circle until it lines up. That is another way of describing this. It's just frankly easier to type it this way as opposed to like a physical representation of it in the spinning dial circle. Those are nice though if you have one in person. It makes this a lot easier to use. But the typing representation is also perfectly acceptable. But yeah, so remember, if you're converting into a shift cipher to send to someone, up here is what you pick your original words. So cat, we look for C, and then we encode it by grabbing the bottom row here. But if you are given, say you're handed AYR, and you've agreed beforehand that you're going to be using a shift cipher of 2. Then you look at your A, Y, and R, and you find on this bottom row, if you want to convert back into normal English, or normal whatever the fuck language you use, you have to start with this bottom row here, and then you have to find the character in the bottom row, and in order to get back to your original, you must read from the top row in order to figure out what the character was in the original. So, yeah, that's a little introductions to one of the simpler ciphers. There's a lot of different types of ciphers, and I think they're all really, really fun. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. Maybe I'll talk about some more if you guys find this at all interesting. Thank you very much for watching, yeah.